Guruji hails from the Zamindari family of Urlam, which is close to Srikakulam, that is the North Andhra region. And he has a natural affinity towards the region. He studied his BSc degree at Maharaja's College, Vijayanagaram, and during that time, one of these days he visited Bheemili along with his friends. They had a night halt on the veranda of some person, and at the dead of the night, one of his friends saw a snake raising its hood above the head of Guruji. Guruji also got up and signed him not to make any noise or disturb the snake. The snake remained for a while and slowly receded and went away. It is an indication that he is a Mahatma, number one. Number two, probably the Prakriti welcomes him here. So eventually, there is an attraction for Guruji towards this region. And one of the summers, Guruji wanted to stay here in Bheemili, taking a rented accommodation. When we came here, we found that rents quoted were so high and it was cheaper to buy land here. Then the retired judge, Mr. Narsaya at Bheemili Patnam, suggested there is a land of 5 acres extent ready for sale. Guruji, without thinking, said, go ahead with that land, never bargain. Let us pay whatever the seller wants. So, the land was purchased and Guruji named it as Anandavan. Anandavan is usually the name given to Kashi. Asi Varnayor Madhyadeshe, Anandavane, Mahasmasane, these are all the words used in the Sankalpa. Anandavan is referred to Kashi. What is speciality of Kashi? It gives you the redemption. So, automatically, this place also is supposed to be a Mukti Kshetra, a location for the souls getting redeemed in an easy manner. It indicates that. That is why Guruji named this as Anandavan. Initially, he thought of creating a model society. There would not be any layout or several houses with several compounds and several water tanks and septic tanks. He wanted to have only one building and all will be housed, and even the children would be given only the guest accommodation. There will be only one kitchen, there will be a big prayer hall and all that. He had his own plan. He wanted to see that you don't have to own anything. You should not have something as mine. When mine is not there, me is also not there. So he wanted to remove the ego of people by the ownership not being present. But somehow or other, that project did not come through, and Guruji never gets bothered. He would propose something good for the people or the country, and it is the destiny of the recipients which would make it successful or not. I think I have said elsewhere that Guruji wanted to keep the India in two parts, the princely states and the British administered India separately. The princely states are preserving our culture and they are culturally superior compared to the British ruled India, so that the culture will be preserved. But it did not happen. But Guruji made all attempts to see that they are kept separately, but he doesn't bother. We are not destined to have that system, so it's okay. So the failure is not that of his, the loss is not that of his, the loss is that of the recipient only. So this has also failed and the layout was made, and Guruji built his house, and he used to come once a while, that's all about it. For the first time he came to settle down here forever after Ammagaru's demise in the year 1984. And myself and my wife, we accompanied him with a small amount of luggage. We travelled by bus from Kakinada to Bheemili, and we got him established here in the year 1984. And later one or two friends came and then took care of him. I joined him along with my wife in the year 1985. So he was alone, and the layout was made, and then we had our own cottages built. And I was living in my cottage, Guruji was living in his house. And he used to come to my cottage for his lunch or dinner. After some time, people started coming. He wanted to come here for one reason. The last years of any jnani would be spent in solitude. Nearly 30 years, Krishna spent his life in solitude. He was alone. Not even his wife should be allowed in that building where he was staying. When there is an occasion, they can come and visit him and go away. That solitude was required for them to do tapas. The tapas is meant for planning the future and for diluting the karma they have taken during their life. So, Guruji also thought he would be in seclusion here in tapas. But that did not happen, because all the people whom he left in Warangal and Hyderabad, they also started coming to visit him. And in addition to that, the local population, many of them also started visiting him. His household became, more and more open, and as a Grahastu, he had taken the responsibility to take care of people who come to him. They will be lodged, they will be fed, they will be taken care of in every respect. That was quite a strain, but he maintained it till his last. Because usually if you take something as a dharma and want to stick to it, dharma will test you. Harishchandra wanted to have the dharma of speaking the truth. He went through so much of ordeal to see that he abandons that vratam or that diksha or that vow. So that's the nature. So he was also put to some inconveniences, this and that, but Guruji managed till the last as a Grahastu to extend the hospitality to everyone. Guruji's principle is cleanliness is next to godliness, and hospitality is godliness itself. So hospitality was his main core principle of his stay at Bheemili. After a while, he established, first of all, a Paramaguru Kshetram at this place. We have already been introduced to Paramaguru, and one day he was looking for a location, and he located it, and then he asked me to mark the location, and then he said, "This is Paramaguru Sthanam. Paramaguru has kindly consented to be here. This is the only other place where Paramaguru will be present apart from his stay in Nanda Devi cave." Then nothing was there in that location. A temple was built. And people started asking what idol you will keep in that temple. But Guru Garu did not mean that he will have a temple of any idol. But people expected that there will be an idol kept there, and then there will be puja there and all that. For a Paramaguru Kshetram or Sthanam, nothing is needed. A light, a lamp will do, and people would get all the benefit from Paramaguru, especially those who are in sadhana. Their obstacles will be removed and they will be getting fast progress with His grace. But Guruji decided finally that he would install the idol of Ganapati. And what Ganapati he would install? He asked us, me and another person, one Mr. Rameshwar Rao. He would decide what Ganapati I should install. How can we know anything about the installation? He gave us a book wherein 32 Ganapatis were described. We decided that this Ganapati who is installed should not be meant for giving riches or health, money and all that, or mundane benefits. This Ganapati should help only the spiritual aspirants. That's what we thought. And we went on looking. And the 28th or so Ganapati was Yoga Ganapati. We told Guruji, "Sir, this is the Ganapati we have decided." Then he said, "I will agree with you. Then you get it, we will get it made." I thought it is a simple affair. But he said, "No, making that idol is not going to be that simple," he said. "What should I do, sir?" He said, "First you locate for me a good stapati. He should satisfy my requirements. Then I will give you instructions." Give him instructions. Then I went to Madras, and somehow I located one stapati and told to Guruji. Guruji came to test him. He asked, "What is an angulam?" Normally he will put, anybody would bring a scale and show this is the 1 inch. But that Silpi asked, "Which angulams are?" He said, "Manshangulam, Daivangulam, so many angulams are there." Guruji was satisfied with this knowledge, and he sat as Ganapati and asked him to make a sketch. Your Ganapati is that is installed there has the same posture like Ayyappa, with in a kind of a sitting posture. And Guruji sat there, and that Silpi made a sketch in no time. Then he told, "You can't use any other stone. You should go to Arunachalam and take a stone not from the surface, from the deep depth. And on the day on which I fix, on a Muhurtam day, along with Sannai, Madam, and then in a very religious manner, you should give a bath to that stone and then bring it in a procession to your place." So many things he said about how to take the stone. So it is so special. And the idol was made and it was installed. Now, there are certain interpretations that we have to make about the temple. Why Ganapati? it is not because I suggested it. There should be some other reason, deeper reason to it. Why Paramaguru has to be installed here? These are questions that has to be answered. My opinion was, he wanted to install himself, and he cannot install his own idol. That's not proper, and he is so modest that he will never say or take credit for anything that even he does. So he said Paramaguru. Paramaguru and himself are one and the same, that we have seen already. So that means he has established himself. Why Ganapati? Why not any other idol? There is a reason. There is a small story all of you know. I believe Shiva and Parvati were in Kailas, and Narada brought one fruit, a very rare fruit. That fruit gives you jnana, Shivajnana. He gave it to Shiva and asked him to give to one of his sons who is more deserving. How could Shiva decide? Both are deserving, Subramanya and Ganesh. Then Shiva, it seems, asked Narada, you yourself suggest some method to select who is better. Narada suggested, it seems, the one who goes around all the 14 worlds would be given that fruit. Immediately, Subramanya is an action-oriented man. He sat on his peacock and then started around the 14 worlds. Ganapati is the god of wisdom. He did not immediately act. He thought for a while and found out a solution. He went round his parents 3 times and demanded the fruit. All the 14 worlds are in you. By going round you, I have already gone round the 14 worlds. Now I deserve the fruit. That argument was accepted and fruit was given to Ganapati. When he was eating the fruit, Subramanya returned. And he was not happy, they say. And Guru Shiva pacified him that yourself is the fruit. So you don't have to look for another fruit, whatever. Now, why I am telling all this is, Paramaguru is Subramanya, I said. Subramanya is Sampurna Shiva and Sampurna Prakriti. He is installed there. As Ganapati went round his parents 3 times, you also go around the temple 3 times. As Ganapati demanded the fruit, you also demand the fruit, you get it. You follow? So, it is only to indicate what you should do at that location. He did not stop at that. Till the last moment, he used to slowly walk holding my hand and go around 3 times and then go home. Only to demonstrate what you should do. He never preached anything that he would not practice himself. So, that temple is meant to give you Shivajnana if you go around 3 times with the understanding, I am doing the same thing what Ganapati did at that time, going round his parents 3 times. And Subramanya is the complete Shiva and Parvati together. So both are compatible. And that is the message you get from that location. We have been talking about the significance of the Paramaguru Sthanam till now. Connected with this, I want to tell you something more about the utility of that location. Guruji used to be always present at Bheemili on July 11th. And wherever he used to be, he used to certainly come back to Bheemili on July 11th. And what is the significance? That we'll discuss. time is continuous, but our elders have discretized the time into various time segments like Kalpa, Manvantara, Mahayuga, Yuga, and so on, down to a day. And there is a scientific basis why they did it that way, because all the segments are not equal, they are unequal. It is related to the method adopted for the evolution. That's a different question. Now, between the two segments, there is a junction point. The junction point is non-specific. It doesn't have this characteristic of either this segment or the following segment. And this kind of not belonging to any one specific nature is very important point. For example, what is Brahmavastu? It seems somebody asked Jilalamudi Ammagaru, you tell us in simple words what is Brahmavastu. It seems she is told in Telugu, Yedi Kanadi Nayana. That means not any one specific thing. So the junction point is neither the previous segment nor the later segment. It is certainly a kind of representative of Brahmavastu. What is the benefit of remaining in that junction point? You get the effect or the influence of Brahmavastu on you. But the junction point doesn't remain for a long length of time. It's a fraction of a second. It changes from one segment to another segment. That's the point. And one more thing is, these junction points are defined by various Panchanga Kartas to be happening at various times. Each one has one method of calculation. So, our Guruji fixed it as 11th July as the junction point between Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. That is the Sandhi Kalam. So, that is very important. But how to take the advantage of Sandhi Kalam, which is only a fraction of a second? Guruji gave us a boon or a concession that you take a sankalpa during the day, anytime you want, anytime you are feeling convenient or comfortable, that the junction point should expand itself to a specific time gap, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 1 hour, whatever it is. So during that time, by your sankalpa, by your prayer and Guruji's grace, the junction becomes widened and gives you the benefit of the junction point for that period that you have chosen. So during that time, you get the influence of the Brahmavastu. But you are also free to pray for something which is not purely spiritual. See, for example, what are the obstacles for you to receive that grace from this Brahmavastu? It is, first of all, your body, then your indebtedness, and your enemies. So, all of them come in the way of your getting that grace to become a Brahmavastu. So, you pray that all these 3 enemies are conquered and you get the grace of the Brahmavastu during that time. And Guruji used to be in that time of that gap throughout the day. For us, it may be 20 minutes or 30 minutes because rest of the time we would like to do our own job. But Guruji used to say that the entire day he used to be in that Sandhi moment and go through the Sandhi experience. So, this is the speciality of July 11th at Bheemili. throughout that day, Guruji would be in the state of ecstasy that he experienced 5,000 years ago when he met Paramaguru for the first time. And every year on that day, at Paramaguru Sthanam at Bheemili, he goes through such an experience throughout the day. So far as we are concerned, it is enough to pray Guruji during that time, through whom we would be praying to Paramaguru also and get his grace. In the creation, everyone has the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, in various proportions. There is none who has all the three gunas in the equal proportion. For example, Vishnu has lot of sattvam, a little rajas. Brahma, lot of rajas and little sattvam, no tamas. Rudra has tamas to a large extent and a little rajas. These gunas refer to only their duties so far as the creation is concerned. That is not to talk about anything about their inner nature. Even human beings also do not have all the three gunas in equal proportion. What will happen if the gunas are in equal proportion? The creation will cease to exist at that time. So, it is not possible that way, that to have anyone having all the three gunas in the same proportion. So far as Bheemili is concerned, staying in Bheemili or attached to Bheemili, having reverence to Bheemili, you have the advantage of all the gunas in you becoming equal at some date which is rather destined for you by the Guru. At that moment, all gunas become equal in you without your own knowledge. And there is no creation so far as you are concerned. It doesn't mean that creation stops to exist. Creation would be there and you remain unaffected and you are redeemed at that moment. So the only condition is you should live in Dharma and get attached to this kshetra. That is the speciality of this Bheemili kshetra. That's a very important location in this Bheemili. Guruji established it. Then, in the same way, Guruji wanted to do something for this region. This region is very backward for many reasons. One thing is, it was ruled by feudal lords and kept the people under great stress and made them work. Once the feudalism is gone, the people became free and then their work culture is lost. And naturally their progress, naturally they were very poor. Bheemili was once a big port for the East India Company, French Company, Dutch Company. Later they shifted to Visakhapatnam and even the little business that Bheemili had was gone and people were very poor and very backward. Whereas the west coast is very prosperous. Guruji tried to compare both. Why is west coast so prosperous? Why is east coast throughout? Maybe from Bangladesh, Bengal, Orissa, then coastal Andhra Pradesh, coastal Tamil Nadu, all are relatively less prosperous compared to the areas inside the country. Then he felt that the Mahalakshmi at Bombay is responsible for the prosperity. I should somehow establish a Mahalakshmi temple here for the benefit of the region, of this region, backward region. He got that sankalpa and then At that time, the secretary to the vice president, one Mr. A.N. Tiwari, telephoned Guruji one day. He said, "Sir, I have with me a sculptor from Orissa who is extremely capable, very knowledgeable also. And he says he would make any idol of your choice. You have anything to get done, please let me know." Guruji immediately said, "Can he make Mahalakshmi idol? I will give the mantra. Based on that mantra, he should make the idol." Then he took the mantra, Mahalakshmi Smura mantra, and then that's all about we forgot. Guruji was thinking he would make some idol and a small area of some 100 or 200 yards he can make, and a small temple can be made. That's what he thought. After a few months, Mr. Tiwari came along with that idol. And the moment Guruji saw the idol, she cannot be kept in a small temple. She should be kept in a large temple, very palatial temple. And it was made so nicely, exactly as we wanted. And the Shilpi had gone in search of a stone, proper stone. To his great luck, he found in the mines of Mayurbhanj a massive semi-precious jade. And then he got it from them, and we somehow got the stone transferred to the Shilpi, and we made the idol of Mahalakshmi from that stone. So the idol is made up of jade, in the sense of not superior jade, a middle quality jade, and that's very precious, semi-precious it is. Then we have to build a temple, and we need an area. Somehow we was looking for a big area, and somebody donated 1 acre of land, and Guruji fixed Mahapatra himself to build the temple. He was a Padma Bhushan, and he became a Rajya Sabha member also, that Mahapatra, Raghunath Mahapatra. He built the temple there. Guruji gave him the complete freedom. Only he was giving clarifications now and then what should be there. And then when the temple was being constructed, Mahapatra told Guruji, "Guruji, I made one Ganapati for someone, he is not taking. Would you take it?" Yes, Guruji said, "Okay, get it, I will get it installed." Then that Ganapati was brought here, and Guruji installed it, and with the sankalpa of Sakshi, Sarva Jagat Sakshi, Mahaganapati. He named it with the sankalpa. What is Sakshi Ganapati? He is a witness to all those people who come. Sakshi Ganapati temple is there in Kashi. He is supposed to see all the devotees coming to visit Vishwanatha, and then probably bless them or whatever. Here, the sankalpa is very unique. Our Sakshi Ganapati here not only sees the people who come here, he is Sarva Jagat Sakshi. He looks all over the world. Look. And then what does he do? He screens the people. Find out who he is. What does he want? Does he deserve what he wants? If he does not deserve what he wants, what is it that is lacking? Rectify him and prepare him, and then send him to the appropriate place where getting his desire satisfied. He is doing the job of Guru. So in other words, you should understand, Sarva Jagat Sakshi Mahaganapati is none other than our Guru himself. Our Guru himself got himself installed in the form of Ganapati. And the job that he does, the Ganapati is supposed to do there. What is Guruji's job? You come with a desire and then you don't deserve it. First he sees that you deserve it and then grants you your desire. So he rectifies your core. So all that rectification of the core and then making the person deserve the desires, all that Guruji does, and that's all what that Ganapati is also supposed to do. So in other words, he has himself established as that Mahaganapati also, that's what I say. Then coming to Mahalakshmi, he named it as Adyadi Mahalakshmi. Adyadi Mahalakshmi means primordial. We have seen in Panchabrahma Tattva, there is Sadashiva, Paramashiva, Parashakti, then Vishnu, Brahma, Rudra. Paramashiva's consort is Parashakti. That Parashakti is established here, but only given the name of Mahalakshmi. She is not Vishnu's Patni Mahalakshmi. No. To make people understand, in the temple you will see, when the Mahalakshmi idol is there, behind that Mahalakshmi idol, you will see Brahma and Saraswati, Vishnu and Lakshmi, and Rudra and Rudrani. Only to show this Mahalakshmi is Parashakti herself. It is Paramashiva's consort. Not only that, this idol is placed on a platform, not a rectangular platform like any other temple. It is the lower portion of a Sivalinga, which is known as Pranatam. So Sivalinga has two parts, one base and a linga. Instead of linga, the mother's idol is kept. The base is as it is reproduced there, and together they make Paramashiva Parashakti. So next to Sadashiva is Paramashiva Parashakti, they are installed there. And what is another speciality there? This Parashakti is installed as your own mother. Normally Parashakti Upasana means you should do Japam, Tapam, Jnanam, Upasana, everything. Here, because she is established as mother by the Sankalpa of Guruji, you can go to her as you go to your mother and express your desire, and she just grants it. Deservedness is not checked. Deservedness you already get it by Sakshi Ganapati. Sakshi Ganapati makes you deserve and sends you after screening to Amma, and then the mother grants all the desires. Here you don't need to do any puja, tapas, jnanam, japam, anything. Just the expression in your own words, in your own language, as though you talk to your mother. You can talk to her and get your desire satisfied. This is also another quality of Guruji. Anybody who comes and asks for a desire, Guruji sees that his desire is satisfied. He gives him a small task, like you go to Sri Sailam and sleep for 2 nights and come back. You will get your job done. Even if he sleeps 200 times, 200 days on his own, the job won't get done. Because Guruji has said it, it gets done. So he takes your prayer and goes to Shiva and then gets the benefit and gives it to you. That's the advantage of Guru being there in your life. So here also you see, the Guruji himself got established as Mahalakshmi and grants your desires as though he is your mother. So Guruji himself established himself at 3 locations. At Paramaguru Sthanam, at Mahaganapati temple, and also at Adyaji Mahalakshmi temple. This Mahalakshmi temple, some structural details we can give. The Garbhagraham is, as I told you, has this Mahalakshmi Vigraham. Then behind it, Brahma, Saraswati, Vishnu, Lakshmi and Rudrani. Then a small Mukha Mantapam. Then Ardha Mantapam. There is another hall. And there, Saptamatrikas are there. Saptamatrikas are those deities which are created by the gods to help the Divine Mother to win the Asuras. Then you come to another Mantapam, horseshoe-shaped one. Then there you have got Dasa Mahavidyas. Dasa Mahavidyas are all certain technologies which take you to the ultimate in a different manner. One truth is divided into 10 parts, let us say, assume that way. You can reach the ultimate through any one of the path. All have, you see, like Kamalatmika or Chinnamasta, so many names are there, 10 of them are there, and each one has a mantra, a tantra, a method of upasana. They are very genuine in the sense benign deities. They work in this manner. You can worship them to start with mundane desires. They go on granting. And then after some time they make you realize that you should ask for something better. They go on reforming you till you ask for highest desire and get you satisfied and elevate you to the highest level of consciousness. They are all Mahavidyas, and all the Dasa Mahavidyas are, those statues are kept there. This is the layout of the temple there. And Guruji said for the first 12 years, rigorous pujas will be done. After that, Kumbhabhishekam will be done. And after that, it will be thrown open to the public like any other temple in the town. So, Kumbhabhishekam was over last year for the temple. And Guruji felt it very appropriate to invite Jayendra Saraswati Swami to do the Pratishtha of Adyaji Mahalakshmi. The Muhurtam fixed was the Vijayadashmi day, and Swamiji used to be mandatorily present at Kanchi to do certain rituals at the Kanchi Kamakshi temple. But still, he agreed to come over here and do the Pratishtha. He completed all his rituals very early in the morning, took a special flight, chartered flight of course, and came to Bheemili and then did the Pratishtha. And there were nearly about 5,000 people assembled here, and Swamiji addressed the gathering, and he was very much impressed with the great discipline that was present among the population in the smooth conduct of that function. Subsequently, the Kumbhabhishekam was scheduled in the year 2023, and Vijayendra Saraswati Swami, the successor to Jayendra Saraswati Swami, came personally and performed the Kumbhabhishekam ritual. The worship is going on in the morning and afternoon, evening, 3 pujas are also done. So this is a kind of a Mahakshetra which Guruji created to give the benefit to the seekers and the devotees alike. And the main principle behind all this is a great input or effort or tapas or sadhana is not required for you to reach the highest result. That is Krishna's concept that is being transferred here. Just for asking or by doing sadhana and take the help of Paramaguru, or go around 3 times and ask for the fruit. All easy, practicable methods are introduced to you to get the highest result, taking into account your difficulties or inability or weakness. This is the Bheemili garden. And regarding other activities Guruji took up during his stay between 1984 to 2015, there are many. One of the important activity is yatras. I will talk to you later.